All right, y'all, welcome back. This is episode 2, número dos, of the Back to the Game podcast. I am your host, Samuel Maria. Thanks for tuning in. If you are tuning in, I'm pretty sure nobody's watching, but I don't give a shit because I don't do this for anybody else. I do this for me, and that's what I've been telling myself throughout this whole process. This is something that I love to do. This is part of my fabric of a human being, and it's probably when I hit dementia, when I'm 80 and I hit dementia, what I'll start talking about to my nephews and nieces and children, if I get to have them. I'll just start recalling the greatest games I've ever watched. So why not do it now while I have my bearings about me? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you are watching, man, if you saw the first episode, super long, I'm still learning how I can best make this the most efficient show I can, while still keeping the spirit of which I want to keep, which is actually reliving the moments, which I see a lot of content out there just kind of talking about narratives and drama. And I just want to relive the game, break down the game, and let the memories come back to me. So if you're into that, you're into this, thanks for tuning in. Today we got a really, really great game for you. Obviously some foreshadowing here. I'm wearing, some Celtics gear. That's my team. You'll see a lot of that. I'm a New England native when it comes to my sports squad. A New Yorker in my spirit. I live here in New York, but when it comes to my sports squads, I bleed green. I bleed Patriot blue. So we're getting into a classic Celtic game, one that I remember vividly where I was, what I was doing, what I was, who I was with, and it features some of the legends of this era of the NBA, the 2000s and the 2010s. I'm talking, obviously, Mr. Paul Pierce, the truth, one of the clutchest and most underrated scorers of his time. The big ticket, Kevin Garnett, one of the sharpest shooters in the history of the game, paved the way for guys like Steph Curry, Mr. Ray Allen, and of course, the man you guys see back here, one of my idols growing up and for always, the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, one of the GOATs. So this game is Game 4 of the 2008 NBA Finals, and it's a game that I chose because it really turned the tide in this series, and I remember it could have gone either way, and it was not looking good for my Celtics, and they turned it around. And it's just a classic game that I don't think I've ever watched in full since I watched it live, which is why I'm doing this kind of podcast and this kind of content, because there's so much that we just live and then, never live again. So here I am going in on this, again, still learning, going to try to figure out the best ways to make this podcast efficient as possible. But let's get right into it. Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Series is 2-1 Celtics at the moment. The Lakers are looking to tie. This is when the format was 2-3-2. So they're in LA. And I just remember this not looking good for the Celtics early. So I'm excited to see how that went down. I'm excited to kind of give it a new set of eyes, a little bit wiser eyes, and relive this. And hopefully you'll enjoy this too. This is the Back to the Game podcast, episode 2, the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Boston Celtics, NBA Finals 2008, Kobe Bryant, KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Doc Rivers, Phil Jackson. I mean, I think before this, the NBA was kind of in a lull as far as the matchups they were getting in the finals. The Spurs were dominant, but they were kind of a boring team to watch if you weren't a real avid fan of basketball. And I think the Detroit Pistons were on the decline, and, Kobe and the Lakers weren't really good for some years. And then they got Paul. I think this is a season they got Paul Gasol. Maybe it was the year before. I know it was a mid-season trade. And I think this is definitely a season the big three in Boston got together, which, that was, no one could have predicted what they did. They became literally one of the best teams in NBA history. They were dominant on the defensive end. They were efficient on the offensive end. They had established stars and a couple of soon-to-be legends in my man Rajon Rondo, which I think he's also one of the most underappreciated point guards in NBA history. So I'm excited to relive this. I'm at the 5-minute mark again talking about this, but I'm excited. So let's rock out and let's do this. And we're about to tip off, man. Wow, this is such a cool shot. Ray Allen, KG, James Posey. This is before guys used to have elaborate handshakes, which I am not a fan of. This whole 700 taps before you just give me a hug. Good game, focus. KG, that patent coming to the end of the court. That was like his version of Tom Brady when Tom Brady runs down the field. Let's fucking go. That was his thing. He would come to the one end of the court and just rile the crowd up. Lamar Odom. Right out. Oh. Man, what a matchup this is. Look at this is a legendary NBA Finals. I would dare say this is one of the, I would say this matchup, man, revived this rivalry, which we hadn't seen in the finals, man. Of course, it wound up to the Lakers and Celtics. I would love to see that one more time, but I don't think the Lakers are going to get there this year. Here we go, Ray. Ray was always a little frustrating. Nah, he was amazing. And he was clutch. Those series against the Bulls, we definitely going to watch one of those games. Because that was some incredible 7-game series against the Bulls. But Ray often settled. And I love to see him go to the hoop like that every time he did it. Oh, that was a real play. Hit it. Paul missed right there, but that was a real play. You don't see that as much in the NBA now. NBA is all really pick and roll. That was a, motion, double staggered pick by KG and Ray Allen, all setting up the wing three from Paul Pierce. It's like they're coming in like a football team. They got their first scripted plays, which, oh yeah, man, Rondo had some key injuries that really kind of threw the Celtics off a little bit in a couple of runs. One time, my man D. Wade separated his shoulder. And no one ever gives him flack for that because for whatever reason, when it comes to LeBron and Dwayne Wade, you just can't. But I remember that. Dwayne Wade pulled his arm out of his socket in Boston. I want to say game 1 or 2 of one of their matchups against the Heat. Oh, yeah. Lakers had a lot of length, man. But I don't see Andrew Bynum in there, which I think wound up being the difference in the second matchup against the Celtics. That Bynum, that size. Both teams real rusty early on, but this is the NBA Finals. You can see it's highly competitive defensively. Kobe forcing the issue. These final games are really interesting to watch, if you ask me, because you see such great players who are just high. You look at their highlights and it's whoo. But in this high leverage moment, it's they boil down to the fundamentals, doing the things that really matter. 36 is Kobe's career high in the finals. I wonder if that wound up staying, because I thought it would be more in the finals. I know MJ averaged 40 in the finals one year, which is wild. I think it was the finals against the Phoenix Suns. I think watching this game early on, I'm already noticing how the game was still Perk. He looks so much younger. Man, I loved Perk as a player, but he's become a little annoying as a commentator. That might come back and bite me. I'm going to say shit that is probably going to come back and bite me. If anyone ever watches this and any of these guys who are now commentators, but it is what it is, as my man Cam and Mace would say. Love their podcast. Nice triangle offense right there. Oh, good double team on KG. Oh, and a steal. Yeah, right back at you. Kobe is relentless, man. He stole the ball, got it stolen, then stole it back. Tibbs changed that defense for the Celtics. I mean, what people don't remember about this Celtics team, they were defensively dominant. Watching this team right on the heels of the 18-1 Patriots team was because they would blow people out the gym. This Celtics team during the season, it was that's where Geno originated. if people who've been to Celtics games for a long time, my original Celtics fan who went to see this big three, whenever they would blow someone out, Gina would come on the screen. I was lucky to be a part of a couple of those games in the arena over at the Garden. Good times. But they would blow people out straight on defense and efficiency on the offensive end. The game is still a lot more compact. It's more reminiscent of what existed in the 2000 and early 90s. Come on, KG. Derek Fisher. Ugh, man, is there a more annoying clutch player? Damn, the Lakers looking good early. Sasha Vucic too. Used to annoy the hell out of me, but he made some big shots for them too. I think that Kobe effect, you know what I mean? Like everyone just kind of. Lamar Odom was a really great player, man. It's unfortunate to see how certain players like careers, tailor off. But man, Lamar Odom could do it all. Like a version of LeBron. All right, well then knock him down, Rondo. Let's see if he does in this game. Lamar, easy bucket. Damn. Back out. Something I used to really like about Perk was his toughness, but he was always slow to make his move, and I thought that if he ever built up his quickness, he could be a decent offensive center, but he never really did. That might come back and bite me. I'm gonna say shit that is probably gonna come back and bite me. Listen, in any critique of any player, I know I never played in the NBA. I barely played, but man, I've been watching sports for so long that I just I have a good eye for it, and I always have. And I'm not any critique I ever say about any player is strictly observational and just as a fan. But these guys are all high level, top level athletes. I respect them all, and I'll just preface saying that Kobe versus Ray Allen. I know Ray probably took that personal a lot because, when he was in Seattle, he was always second fiddle to Kobe as far as the best shooting guard in the NBA. And Ray Allen was a beast. I used to bust ass in NBA 2K, early 2Ks, NBA 2K4, 2K5 with Ray Allen on the Sonics. I remember I dropped 60 on my boy one time with Ray Allen. He was tight. Don't ask me why I remember that, but Celtics are really struggling, and they're just leaving Rondo open. That was a strategy, huh? Oh, they're just seem out of sync early, the Celtics, man. This Laker team was really good, man. They just had length, size, IQ. Like, this team was really, really smart. I guess that's a common thread. I remember watching the finals this past year, watching the Nuggets, thinking, yo, this is a high IQ team right here. It's unfortunate that the Celtics, Tatum and them weren't able to break through against the Heat, because that would have been the matchup to see. I think they just matched up so well. Celtics might have still lost, though. The Nuggets were just, we saw that, the Nuggets were just really smart. This marketing back in the late 2000s of the NBA Finals was fire, by the way. It was simplistic. It was classic. I feel like they've gotten a little away from that in the latest stuff. I'm not a big fan of Adam Silver. I mean, he's been, he's done some good things, but for the most part, I think David Stern was really that guy. How did he pass away? When did David Stern pass away? Yeah, 2020. So he was still the commissioner, I think, at this point. And it was just like a more classy NBA, I feel. Now it's just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just becoming an old man. See, like in today's game, you ain't shooting that. You got to step back beyond that line and take that. Like, you can't shoot that in today's game. They have 6 points. KG picks up his second. PJ Brown for the Celtics. He was tough. He came in, he just banged you around, and he kept up the physicalness that the Celtics like to play with. So even if he didn't give you much of points, him and Jace Posey, this is ugly, sloppy passing. Passing was always the weakest part of Pierce's game. He, as far as the accuracy of his passes, he always struggled in that department. He got better, but I always thought that was the weakest part of his game. But I personally think that the ultimate skill for the best NBA player is scoring. People talk, Magic and LeBron because of their all-around ability to facilitate. Fuck Sasha Vujacic. I used to say that all the time. Well, that's not Sasha. Who's that? I don't know. Maybe a Peja Stovakovic, if I'm saying that right, from the Kings. Apologies, I'm messing up your name. I'll get better at that. Eddie House. That boy was the microwave. It's funny how franchises like regenerate versions. And, I know the 80 Celtics had a player. I think it was Dennis Johnson. Maybe it was somebody else who's just like the microwave. Come in and get hot, and Eddie House was that for the Celtics. He'll start hitting threes. But you can see the game is still being played fairly within the three-point line. So, obviously what the biggest evolution of the game has been the expansion and coming outward, but I don't see much difference as far as athleticism and size. I do see some difference in IQ. There's a lot more complexity to the offense these teams are running. Kobe's so competitive, man. He didn't have Michael's athleticism or build, but he's just so competitive, particularly on the defensive end, man, which is something that you don't see as much anymore. Guys start getting to it. I think the new generation of player, they mature kind of later, but this generation of players, they were competitive from the moment they got into the NBA. It was like, yo, I'm here to bust your ass. Man, the Celtics are fucking... Yeah, it's a foul. Definitely a foul. Bro. He hit his hand. Yeah, see. Not the most accurate passer Paul was. But his mid-range was deadly. That became an art form that James Harden then perfected. Odom has been the key so far early for the Lakers. He's just a mismatch. He'll look at him. Garden, perk. Not that that's too hard, but it's a big guy. Then he brings up the ball, plays on the wing. Kobe's looking for him. Oh, he's feeling it. He's feeling it. Lamar Odom. Yeah, he was a huge difference maker for. That was their big three: Gasol, Odom, and Kobe. Great size, great length. Kind of reminds me a little bit of what the Celtics got going on right now with Tatum, Porzingis, and Jaylen Brown. And this is this is the part as you see Kobe facilitating, setting up, playing a little bit of point shooting guard. This is the part that gets like overblown about scorers like him and Michael, that they weren't good passers. That's bullshit. It's that they were just incredible scorers. So why would you pass? The point of the game is to put the ball in the hoop, and whatever the way you do it doesn't matter. And usually when you're an elite scorer, I think personally you need less to integrate yourself on any team. An elite Michael Jordan level scorer, Kobe Bryant level scorers. I think guys like LeBron and Magic, they need more around them. They need to be able to facilitate. That's why you always see like LeBron teams get huge shipments. They'll trade out 4 players and bring in 4 new ones, and LeBron always needs the right pieces. Where I think an elite scorer, I think that they can fit into most any offense. Man, this is a really niche thing to do too, because I get it. Like rewatching, knowing the result, like, you really got to love the game. But I love the game. So it's like watching film for me. Most underrated part of Pierce's game, and I think Kobe spoke about it out loud, was his footwork, man. Guy had incredible footwork. Ooh. Oh yeah, of course. Bang. Here we go. He has excellent footwork, super efficient. Him and Kobe were really great at that. And always has been my beef with LeBron. And you'll hear me do a lot of comparisons to LeBron and Jordan and stuff like that. You know, I love the topic. And they're the biggest reference of this generation. I always thought that LeBron's footwork, as far in the post, getting easy shots, I always thought that was always the weakest part of his game. And why early on in his career he wasn't great in the clutch was because you need to be able to, one dribble, pull up. And his pull-up game wasn't as great as guys like Kobe, Pierce, and why late in games guys like Kobe and Pierce were so great. It's because you got to be able to pull up on a simple shot. Now LeBron was a master facilitator, but then it was always up to somebody else to hit the shot at the end of the game, and he saw a lot of that kind of blow up in his face, because while some of them were hit, most of them weren't, and when you're that guy, the guys are looking to you. And I got a special game in mind to watch, particularly that shows this example of LeBron's elite greatness and also his flaw, particularly in the first 15 years of his career. I think later in his career, he really kind of flipped it around. Second turnaround in Cleveland and beyond. But it took him a while to get there. Early on, I'm just going to talk about different things that would come to me during the game. It's still, but we'll get more into the game as it gets more competitive, as the quarters wane on. And Trevor Ariza, great defender. I mean, this was I think the late 2000s was the era of the wing, and it's funny how cyclical that is, right? And now we're kind of in the, then we went through the era of the short point guard, Steph Curry era, and now we're kind of back in the era of the big man. And then maybe we'll get back to the shooting guard and back to the three. But this era, I mean, Lamar Odom, LeBron James, all over the NBA, what you were seeing was 6'8" guys who can defend. The 3-and-D guy really originated during this era. Kobe on the post. Great pass. Yeah, I got to call that. Paul Gasol, man, one of the more underrated big men in the NBA history as well, man. Dude was smart, could score. He was tough, got tougher. Is no wondering why him and Kobe became so close. The dude had it, man. The dude was a baller. Paul Gasol would do well in today's NBA, particularly with how much offenses are running around through big men. I think like guys like PJ Brown are out of the NBA. Guys like, James Posey, like you do need a little more skill than those guys, but Paul Gasol would have definitely thrived in today's league. You gotta knock that down, Eddie House. What you call a foul? Man, and nothing going the Celtics' way right now. But I will say this is a pretty good defensive quarter regardless. You only got 12 points, but it really should be 40-12. And I think the Celtics defense is keeping them in the game. Probably one of the storylines, because maybe from what I understand, it's a 24-point comeback from what I remember. Could have been more. That's cool. Man, that's dope. From LA, went to UCLA, and now playing for the Lakers. Damn. Oh, yeah, he got... Yo! That would have been a flagrant 1 in today's NBA. I like it, though. No easy points. I mean, the Lakers are up 20, but the Celtics are playing... Now looking back at it, they really should be down more. Which was crazy. which was crazy. Game 7 of the 2010 finals. Don't get me started. I guess I'm going to have to rewatch that someday because, happy for Kobe. But that was crazy. Oof. Wow. Largest lead after one quarter. Dope. Lamar killing him. He was the difference. His spacing, his rebounding. Lamar Odom was originally drafted by the Clippers, and they thought that he was supposed to be the LeBron. Him and Sean Livingston, and then Sean had that crazy. I remember watching that injury on SportsCenter. I remember. Man, I thought Doc was gonna wind up. He is a legendary coach, but man, I thought that he was gonna wind up going down with like Phil Jackson and them because I just thought that he had such a good feel for the emotional side of the game. I thought that he knew how to talk to players, but. He turned and during the Celtics era, he was a great in-game adjuster. I don't know what happened to that part of his coaching. But when he wound up with the Clippers and he wound up with, I think he lost that a little bit. And he started relying more on his like old school tough mentality and lost his tactical side. It also makes a difference when you have straight gangsters like KG, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen who just like are just cut from the old school cloth. Sam Cassell's in the game right now, y'all. Sam Cassell, bro, the guy who won championship with the Houston Rockets in the 90s, is in the game right now. And he's coaching for the Celtics right now. He's made a difference. Yeah, I don't know. I disagree with Mark Jackson. I think that the Lakers are hitting shots and the Celtics aren't, but I felt like the Celtics played all right defense. Definitely not ideal, but I think they should have really been down more. Get that shit out of here. KG made sure, he did that all the time. And then after him, you saw all the players starting to do that. But he originated this thing of like just maybe at least as far as me watching the game, KG would just always, no matter who it was, you're not getting to see that ball go through the hoop. It's a mental part of the game, man. These guys were really the last of a dying breed. This generation right here. Last 2000. After this, it was different. You got James Posey in the game. I think he comes up pretty clutch in this game. Let me see Leon Poe. That dude was a fierce rebounder, man. He was 6'8", but he was built long, had long arms. Guys like him ain't in the NBA no more either, man. If you are a big man, you better have some sort of shooting skill, because if not, you can't just be no tough guy rebounder, put back. You're just gonna be a liability on offense. That's one of the biggest difference in today's game. They even got the baggy shorts still. You could tell these dudes were raised on Jordan. Jordan Farmar, UCLA product as well. He could play it for them, man. He had a little Derek Fisher in him. Carried. Yeah, the turnovers are killing Boston so far in this game. These NBA Finals games are hard, man. Yeah, see, the Celtics D is keeping them in the game. Even if the scoreboard doesn't say it, they're making it tough on it. Okay, KG versus Gasol. Man, KG was one of the best mid-range big men ever. And if he had played in today's game, he would have easily developed a three-point shot, just like Al Horford for the Celtics now. But something that I always thought, KG, if he had a hook shot, he'd be unstoppable. I mean, most big men, but he always turned over over his opposite shoulder and always came back to the right hand, and that kind of made it easier to defend. But if he had a little Like right here. Fade away, over the shoulder, bucket. He was automatic. The Celtics didn't go to him enough, I thought, this season. But, they had a lot of players. They had a lot of stars, man. KG, automatic. That fadeaway was butter. Straight butter, just shoulder. Bang. This is all with Kobe on the bench. The Celtics are down, but they're staying together. They just missing shots right now and getting in too many turnovers. Yeah, in the NBA Finals, man, it becomes about how can your role players, step up their game. And usually those young guys with all that energy, if they got some competitive edge to them, they do come through in these finals. Yeah. Oh, yo. Will Smith. That also, Hancock had just come out. Man, that's Will's stuff. Like these individual films about a guy who's just him against the world. iRobot, Hancock, I Am Legend. He really kind of discovered a niche for himself. I love Will, man. One of my biggest heroes. We won't talk about. It's funny to watch this and see how it's all played out now. But Will's one of my heroes outside of the sports world who really made me dream in the way that I have and pursue some of the things that I've pursued in my life. I mean, this had to have been. This had to have been. Did anyone watch that interaction? Because was there any hint of happiness in Jada in seeing her man shine? I think this whole thing that wound up blowing up between Will and Jada was a long time coming. And I'm not going to make this no gossip podcast, but hey, man, when you look back at the footage, it's all in the footage.
Michelle? Hey, the Celtics need some Hancock-type energy right now.
Listen, the Lakers are up 21, but this hasn't been an easy game for them. They only got 42 points, which is nothing in today's NBA for this time. But and the Celtics are just missing shots, but whatever the Lakers are getting, it's been tough. It's not like they're just scoring at will here. This is like, these are tough. Ronnie Turiaf, that was another annoying Laker. I'm sure the Lakers loved him, but he was annoying to me. Annoying as hell. They're sloppy. This has been a tough game, which is usual for Celtics game. It's tough. Physical. 1 pound dribble. Damn, he was struggling throughout the series, huh? Yeah, he was the key, man. I felt like the Celtics stopping him was key. And they had a lot of people to throw at him, stopping Lamar Odom. They could throw KG, they could throw Poe, they could throw Pierce. A lot of, good bodies. Bang. Good shooter, man. I don't know. How many years did he play, and what did he wind up doing? Sasha Vujacic. I have no idea, nor do I care to research right now, but I remember he was key for them in those 1 assist, 7 turnovers. And I haven't seen Rondo. Only 2 points for Paul so far. Excited to see him turn it around. Give me that. See? Exactly. And they're still playing good defense. They're just sloppy on the offensive end. It's a bad pull-up mid-range. Just go to the hole if you're going to do that. Watch out. Double coming. Somebody open. Shoot it. Man, the Celtics are bad right now. So tough. I'm going to have to cut this up a little bit. This comeback makes a little more sense now, too. Like, I'm watching this game now, emotionally removed. Almost 15 years. Again, 15 years. We're in 2024. That was in 2008. 16 years. And what I'm watching is a Celtics game who's spiritually remaining in the game because of their effort. And although they're not making their shots, this is a hard game for the Lakers. This is a hard game. And so when they start hitting their shots, it's going to be interesting. James Posey, great corner three shooter. That's ugly. See? It's good defense. This is rotating, getting on bodies, active. It's going to wear the team down. Off. Let's go. And now. They got only 21 points. That boy. That turn over the right shoulder was deadly, man. Yeah. More pace now with Rondo back in the game too. That was the play. That was the play. I saw that play so many times with the Celtics. This 08 Celtics. Rondo would fake the handoff to Pierce. The defense would follow him. Ray Allen wide open for the three. Which is funny. Ray and Rondo had such chemistry on the court, but they didn't really like each other off it. Heard Rondo beat his ass. They put these dudes were hood, man. They put the boxing gloves. They're like, nah, we're gonna settle this. That's apparently how the legend goes. And Rondo and KG went at it. Man, no matter how much HD and all that, like when the years went on something, you could just see how it becomes classic. You could just tell, like this feels, people in the crowd, the way they dressed, just feels 2000s. Good pass, boy. No call? Damn. I don't know. I don't remember any of these guys other than Vucic and Trevor Ariza. People always like, yo, this player, he played against that player and that player. And like, did MJ play the competition that LeBron's playing right now? All right, give it 10 years and go look back at LeBron's game. See if you can name 5 players in any of the teams that he played. It's just, they're the, good pass, boy. Knocked down. A little bit of foreshadowing there. I think James Posey turns out to be a big part of this game. That corner three. Lit. The Celtics was just tough, man. This team was like, you gonna feel us. And I think at this point, the Lakers had some I think the narrative of the European player being a little soft still. The American player was still much tougher. I think that's changed now. Some of the best players in the league are of the European descent. But at this point, these guys were a little soft. The Lakers were a little soft. Paul Gasol, Ravanovic, and Sasha Vucic, the Lakers were a little soft. And you could tell, even they're leading. Now it's a 12-point lead. I don't know how this goes back to 24 or if it's already and one. There it goes. Derek Fisher. He always could sense the moment, man. Derek Fisher was a classic player, man. Classic player. Would love to see that more in the NBA now. Just guys not settling for threes, going to the rack. It's exciting. I get the three-point shot is cool, but it kind of nulls the game. It makes it more like a target practice. Go to the hole, get bumped, make the layup. We love that stuff. Fans love watching that stuff. right. That was a big bucket for the Lakers. They don't run offense like this no more. That was a back screen. Ooh. Good D by the Lakers on that possession. Oh, Ray. Yeah, they don't run offense like this no more. There's a lot of picks, movement, motions. It's all pick and roll now in the NBA. It's just kind of boring to watch sometimes. Travel. 16-point game. I thought it was going to be a 24-point lead. I wonder if the Lakers go back up 24 and then the Celtics really turn it on. That's a big shot. Bang. They're not even looking for Kobe out here. Get that shit out of here. Might have been. Bucket. Damn, Ray needed that. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, split the D, Fish. Some nice handles right there for Fish in that possession. Kind of dope. So leading up to this series, who did the Lakers go through? Beat the Jazz in 5 games, then beat the Rockets in 7, and then beat the Nuggets and Melo in them. I remember that. Okay. It always seems like the West is tougher than the East, but the East has like very top heavy. The top 2 teams in the East are always really, really freaking good. No foul? Kobe's not having a good game. Lakers are killing him, but Kobe's not playing too well. I mean, he's just playing within the game, but that's got to be frustrating for a guy who's like out here, I'm going to give you 30, 40, points. Yeah. This is dope to watch. Paul Pierce and Kobe Bryant, two of my favorite players of all time. I just love their toughness. I love their skill. I've been watching a lot, and I was listening to a lot of guys talk about MJ, and I was listening to Paul Pierce and KG talk about MJ, and it makes sense. Apparently they used to get runs in with MJ in their early while MJ was retired that second time. MJ used to have runs in Chicago, and he'd have some of the young bloods come through, and he'd be like, yo, they were killing us. Paul Pierce was like, MJ was straight killing, which, man, I wish MJ never retired that second time, man. I get why he did it. He's just a legend. His timing for his mysticness is amazing. But, like, I wonder if some of the best MJ performances happened somewhere in the gym, running with a bunch of young bucks in the league. And apparently he did that not only in his prime, but he did that later in his career with the young bucks like Paul Pierce, KG, LeBron James. And I think that's where guys like Kobe and Pierce got their edge. You know what I'm saying? Is playing probably in those gyms playing with MJ in them. It was cool to hear them talk about it though. Yeah, Derek Fisher has been key in the second quarter. Just the pace he was playing with. He really had confident handles, making decisive decisions. Yikes. I'll get better. Making really good decisions and being decisive is what I meant to say. Jeez. Yo, KG always talking to himself. Every time they cut to him, he's just saying some shit to himself, man. I guess affirmation really works because KG career is awesome. There's no players in the NBA like KG anymore. The real tough American player is kind of done. Like all the American players now, they're so spoiled from the time they're like 16 that they don't come in with no edge or no chip on their shoulders. You know, like it's you're hard pressed to see an American NBA player just like KG, like, yo, man, I'm gonna get this shit no matter the fuck what, man. Fuck whoever in front of me. I don't give a fuck what kind of accolades they got. Whatever. It doesn't even matter. Oh, wow. You can see how bad Kobe wants this one. You know? Actually, a 3. So it's 17 at the half. 15, 8, and 3 for Lamar. All right, well, let's jump to the second half. All right, we're about to jump into second half. It's got a real classic feel so far. So second half coming up. Lamar Odom, great game. I mean, this hasn't been the best game, to be honest with you. It's a lot of turnovers, a lot of, solid defense, a lot of, not making a lot of shots. This is just a testament of will. These two teams at this point are just playing off will. But for me, it's been great to see these guys, see Kobe running around, although this is not his best game. I'm looking forward to watching some more explosive games where, we really highlight somebody. Kobe 3.6 assists, but he's been the man so far, bro. In just watching him out here, not so far, but he just was the man. And just watching Kobe, and sorry, I get a little distracted. He listening to the commentary and kind of doing my thing here, but third quarter's underway. Down 18. Young Tibbs doing a great job with the Knicks right now. Knicks Celtics Eastern Conference Finals. That's going to be crazy if it happens. Damn, that was tough criticism around it, but it was true. That's what they did. Knockdown. That was his shot right there, boy. I don't know. He could hit that. Hey, okay, so now the stars are getting going. We here for the show now. One dribble, pull up, knockdown. I love guys who play fundamentals at a high level. Yeah, Rondo, that's what you got to do. If they're going to play off you, get into the lane and hit easy floaters and layups. Oh, I should have shot that. The game's still predicated on the mid-range and the interior play at this point in the NBA. I guess it really did change when Curry came into the league, man. Curry, I think top 3 culture shifters and game changers. Mid-range. Look, that's a 3-point shot in today's game. The offense was still played within the 3-point line, which I enjoy. I personally enjoy that. I like that kind of game. I think mid-range is a skilled shot, and let's go. Post play is just toughness, and it's a brand of basketball I wish would come back, personally speaking. It's a 12-point game now. Ooh. Man, that losing Perkins in the second time these guys face each other in the finals was huge, man. I really do think that the Celtics would have won that finals had they had Perkins in that 7th game. They really needed the size. Yeah, that's because they all older at this point. Oh, Rondo's young. It is a tough series. This is a very physical series. I'm gonna have to watch some other NBA final series, but this has been a physical game so far, and I'm guessing the whole series was like that. Knock it down, PJ. Ooh, pretty. Yeah. That's the difference in the game. Knockdown. Yeah, tell that to today's NBA. Which, I mean, their best player is the best player in the NBA, Jokic, and one of the best teams. Inside out, man. Bucket. Okay, Kobe's getting it going now. Too much air, boy. Man, I was listening to a lot of legendary players talk about Mike, and the only 2 players I saw not talk about Mike like some sort of like God, which is kind of weird. People saying like Mike has this aura about him, and I mean everything about him and his existence and his career seems mystical as fuck. But Kobe and Paul Pierce were the only 2 that was here. Like, I was sizing him up, man. I'm trying to go at him, and sure enough, here they are playing each other in the playoffs, and 2 of the clutchest players in NBA history, 100%. This is Kobe. Oh, yeah. Patient offense by the Lakers. Okay, maybe, yeah. This is gonna be a legendary comeback when it happens. Don't get it twisted, man. Hey, David Beckham, Kareem, Magic. Ooh, Floyd Mayweather in the building. Of course, Jack. Quick move. Catch on the post, turn, sweep, go to the hole. You know, one of my favorite Instagram accounts is Filet. I love watching him do NBA highlights. But, man, it all boils down to those fundamentals. Rip through, one dribble to the hoop, finish strong. Bucket right here. Kobe's off tonight. That was a good shot, though. Great Kobe shot. It's just not falling for the Celtics. Ooh, good pass. Romanovich is playing well for them. You know, keeps the offense flowing, has good energy. Good size. I really don't see a lot of difference between today's athletes and yesteryears, even if going back to 2008, think it's just a different game. The game changes, but these guys are just, and and I'll keep doing this. I'll keep going back. But for me, there's really not that much difference in the size, speed, athleticism that the players have. I think there's a difference in how the game is played and the skill set that the players come in with. But in every era, there's always 5 to 10 elite players that could play in any era. And then there's an even group beyond them that, that stands out. And I think it's just what the game demanded. And this era of the game was still 2 tough buckets by Paul right there. Nothing flashy, just getting to the hole, making shots. It's underrated, like what a good drive and bucket does to settle a team in. Eddie's gonna hit this one. They're just staying at the door. They're knocking at the door. The Celtics never get down by too much, and their defense is keeping them in. The Lakers don't get 4 or 5 buckets in a row. They get a bucket or 2, and then they get stopped a few times. And I think, again, the Celtics defense in this game, regardless of the score right now, it has been superb. Get that shit out of here. That's on Kobe. That's on Kobe right there. That would have been called a flagrant foul in today's game by today. Like the Celtics, just got done harping on the Celtics defense, and here they are. Studied it. Saw it on film, boy. What's up? Let's go. That would have been a flagrant in today's game. I like that kind of foul, though. And this is why, I get why Paul gets mad at the narrative that D-Wade and, people don't understand how good Paul Pierce was and the kind of competitor he was, man. Maybe what I start doing with the show is I'll take also 10-minute highlight videos and just watch those and react to those. Because I want to watch a video of just Paul Pierce clutch shots. Because I remember watching them live and being like, bro, this got the Celtics playing a little faster, though. Without Perk. A little more offensive threat, too, which is what they need to come back. Hey. They know Paul Pierce got it going right now. Ooh. Knock it down. They're going to leave you wide open. Can't. Whew. 18 3-pointer. That's a quarter in today's NBA. Tony Allen. He's got no play this game. Tony Allen, which Kobe Bryant said one of the best defenders he ever faced. Which is high praise, man. High praise. And one. On the floor. Ooh. You can see the Celtics are starting to wear. They're starting to wear on them. Ray. Wow. $2:50 to go on the third quarter. You can see that the Celtics are starting to wear on the, and now the tide's about to turn, because it's just really been that the Celtics have not hit their shots and the Lakers have. And the Lakers have assisted more, but the Celtics are playing tough D from the get, honestly. Yo, KG, low-key one of the smartest, dirtiest players in the history of the game. And I mean that as a compliment. Dude always knew how the little small tricks and things to irritate you, defend you. Here is a great matchup right here. Gasol, he was just ready. They're letting him play in this game. This is an interesting sub by Doc, putting in Tony for the first time in the game. Let's see what difference he makes. It'd be interesting to watch what Tony Allen gives out there. Now they're really small. Eddie House, Tony Allen. He barely. They look like the Warriors a little bit in sense of size. Ooh, tough make. I remember watching that move. I remember that bucket by Paul. That was a tough make. And this is what frustrated people about Pierce. It was just like, how? Throw. Use just upper body strength right there. Boom. Up. Ooh. Lay. How my man. Huge finish right there. All right, 14. He only had 6 in game 3. That's a terrible game. Terrible game. My God. That's what happens in the finals, though. Just can't be consistent if you're the star player. Bucket. Wow. 9-point game. Still 2 minutes left in the third quarter. This is crazy right now. Paul's softness starting to show a little bit. This is why Kobe in the offseason was like, hey, you got to get tougher, man. If we're going to win championships, you got to get tougher. And I think the year after is when the Lakers finally broke through and won it, beat the Orlando Magic, who beat the number 1 seed Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't think LeBron gets enough flack for not making it to the finals that year. They had the best team in the NBA. The Celtics lost KG to a rib injury during the season, and he was not able to come back for the playoffs. And they go up against Dwight Howard and the Magic, and Dwight Howard, and one of the first teams that really shot the three. Like, they were all about the three. It was Dwight Howard and a bunch of shooters. Big shot by Eddie House here. Bang. Oh, Staples Arena a little nervous now. Finally stand up. A little bit of tension now. They got a little lull. Thought the Lakers had this in the bag. Absolutely not. Let's see what Kobe does in the moment right here. Tough shot. We'll take that all day. Draymond Green would have tripped Paul Gasol right there. Yeah, man. I forgot what I was saying before, but oh yeah, LeBron didn't beat the Magic, and that would have been the opportunity to see LeBron versus Kobe in the finals. I would have given him a good shot. Probably the Lakers would have won because I think LeBron still wasn't as mentally tough as he would become later in his career. But that's the one year. People like to give him a lot of flack for the Dallas Mavericks series, which I do too. But that's the one year that I'm like, how did you not beat the freaking Orlando Magic? I mean, they were a good team, but come on, boy. Come on, boy. Dwight Howard, Jameer Nelson, I think, was their point guard. Hedo Turkoglu. You had to break through, and obviously Kobe discarded of the Magic, I think, in 5 or 6 games. Yeah, so that was a missed opportunity. Missed opportunity for the Celtics that year too, but hey, man, they were older. The big three was older. KG got hurt, and it's hard to overcome. They lost to the Magic in 7, I think. They'll take it. Now they're running. This defense, this has been the theme for this game and why they came back. It's not the most exciting game. I'll probably do much more, higher firepower games, better performances. But this has been about the Celtics defense. Ooh. Wow. Oh, big baby. Man, the Celtics just had a bunch of fucking tough motherfuckers on this team, man. Some real tough motherfuckers on this team, man. Just like gangsters. I don't think there's much of these kind of players in the league anymore. Get that shit out. And one. Paul Pierce clutched this quarter, man. Yeah, this is where Doc River made his name. Start of the fourth quarter now. You see Kobe wants it, but he's got a competitive dude, man, in front of him. And a solid dude. That's a foul. Good foul. Fourth quarter, 11:38 to go. Celtics were down. This hasn't been the prettiest game. But, man, if you're a fan of tough basketball, this is a game for you. It's funny because we when you're watching the game back in the day, you're like, oh, so many great players. But really, it boils down to Pierce, Kobe, Garnett, and all these other guys, mid-range. What's funny is watching games back, in hindsight, you have a lot more, you see things differently when it comes to the refs and the calls they make. Like that's a foul. I'm sure Laker fans were like, what the hell? But so far I haven't seen many fouls that I was like, oh, that wasn't a foul. So it's crazy to see when you're watching the game live, like how you get on the officials and stuff. There might be like 2 or 3 really bad calls, but mostly they get it right. Never thought I'd say that. Ooh, step back, mid-range, got it. What it said, push off? Get the fuck out of here. See, this is what I mean. Right when I compliment the refs, they call some bullshit. Yeah, but that's why you're calling the game, Jeff Van Gundy. He's off today, man. It's not a good game for Kobe. Celtics really made it tough on him. Ray Allen reminds me a lot of Klay Thompson. Similar games. No points so far in this fourth quarter. Again, this has been offensively an ugly game. Okay, Vucic getting his Draymond Green on. Hey, tough. Okay, Leon Poe. Lamar would have been quiet the second half, or as well as he played in the first half. They really zeroed in. I think they just been putting a Leon Poe. I see him being real physical with him. Leon Poe was a very underrated part of the Celtics 08 team. 100%. Great defense by both of them. There's the matchup right here. Pierce versus Kobe. Ooh, mid-range. Toma. Come on, man. Mid-range killer. Mid-range killer. I'm glad I'm watching this game for this one reason. Paul Pierce. Mid-range killer. Third quarter, fourth quarter versus Kobe, one of the greatest defenders in the game, let alone his aura and presence and knowing, yo, this is Kobe Bryant I'm going up against. So many have shrunk in that moment. Not Paul. And Kobe came off the other end, made a sensational move. Like, wow, bang, right here. Look at it right now. Watch the prelude. In and out, into the lane, bucket. Easy. And so what Paul Pierce do? What you want? Hand in my face? Okay, yup. One dribble to the right, come up on the pull-up. Face. Ooh. Still get emotional watching Kobe on the floor, man. I guess I'll never go away. Yeah, a lot of tension in that crowd, but they weren't really loud before either. Like Staples Arena, it's probably easy to make a comeback in this arena because it's like the crowd never really got into it, man. In the Garden, if the Celtics would have went up 24, it was a wrap, and it was in games. And when they closed out the series in Game 6, they went up, and then that crowd just lifted them up to new heights, and they just blew them out. Haven't seen much of Rondo in this game. Okay, Kobe getting it going. Mid-range killer. Let's go. I love the mid-range game, man. I want to see it come back, and I would love to see Jason Tatum start taking more mid-range, start falling in love with that three-point line too much. Bucket. Come on. Kobe tired. Yeah, he's being smart. Oof. Oh, left is short. Yeah, but I don't got Rondo's. Oof. Eddie House is rebounding well right now. That's a couple of big rebounds I've seen him get on the weak side. Good pass. James Posey coming back in the game right now. Kobe, 8 assists. See, this is what I mean about those big-time scorers. It's not that they can't pass. It's just it's not needed sometimes. Put them to the test. They'll start passing the ball. I thought MJ was an excellent passer. People always say that was the weakest part of his game. I just thought that he didn't use it. But MJ was a sick passer because he was so quick. He would get to spots. Same thing with Kobe before you, but the better choice was for him to shoot the ball, not to pass it. Paul coming in. 6:06 to go in the fourth quarter. 79-77 Lakers. Tension in the building high. Celtics got Pierce on Kobe. Kobe on Pierce. They're going at it. Mid-range crossover. Oof, tough shot. Ooh, did he twist his ankle? Oh, I forgot, man. This is Kobe's MVP year. Probably should have had another one. Sad that he was only one-time MVP. I wonder what other years Kobe should have won MVP. All right, it's getting down to crunch time. The last 5 minutes of the game, 5:47 to go. I love that Kobe's guarding Pierce and Pierce is guarding Kobe. You don't see that too much in today's NBA. There's really no one-on-one guarding anymore because of the way the game is played. This is what I remember most about this game is James Posey really coming through with those corner threes. And there's the first one. And he got 15, quiet 15 for James Posey. Big part of this team, man. Oh, that's ugly. Not Kobe's best game. I've seen him play a lot better games. I remember during these finals, man, this was the only period of Kobe's career where I just did not like him. I thought that he was a ball hog. I thought so many things about him, but it was mainly because I was a huge Celtics fan. But loved Curly early on. And then, after the rivalry was what it was, kind of dwindled down. But once you start going against your team, it's like, yo, come on now. See, KG never really had a great left hand. He's going left. I never saw why he never finished left. He always came up to his right if there was any weakness to his game. And there weren't many. KG's one of the best all-around players in NBA history, man. Particularly defensively. Yeah, this lead is kind of elusive for the Celtics. Good defense, man. Good defense without fouling. And the refs are letting them play, man. Who knows how often they would have caught foul. Low-scoring game. You don't see these kind of games in the NBA anymore. Mid-range. Oof. Oh, good pass inside. Back out. Knock it down, Paul. Oof. Good rebound. Yeah, the Celtics decided to go with House and not. Yeah, you need shooting out there. Give Paul more space and more opportunity to work. Yep. I remember that layup. That was sick, boy. He came up with the right, cuffed it back in, and just Englished it on the other side of the hoop. That right there was a turning point. I remember going crazy after Allen made that layup. And Allen always had that sneaky athleticism. I think it was what helped him with his shooting, man. His lift off the ground always helped him with his shooting. He was a leg shooter. Some guys are upper body shooters. I think Pierce is an upper body shooter. But this dude, Ray Allen was all legs, man. Oh, shot clock restarted to 24. I guess that rule hadn't been changed at this point. Eating Paul Gasol. KG is eating Paul Gasol right now. Look at this move. Okay, Ray. Ooh. Oh, he was... Nah, that move was crazy. Yo, he cuffed it, brought it back, thought about laying it in on the right side of the hoop, and then changed his mind again and came up on the other side. It looks like Ray has some really big hands, because that ball control in the air like that's not easy unless you got some mitts. Jeff Van Gundy put it to the dude. It's like, yo, get back to the game, man. Ooh, that's a good idea. Watch that Pacer game where Paul Pierce came through. Paul wants it. See, this is the difference, man. Guys like Paul. This is a physical game, man. I really liked how this game was reffed. He looking for it. Thought about it too much. Yeah, Paul has been the point guard so far. This is old school basketball right now, man. I'm enjoying this game. Totally different, man. The game has changed so much. It's so different, but still just as entertaining. I think this is a dogfight right now. Tough shot. Two-point game. Who are we looking for? There it is. It's a big shot. He hits this. Bang! Yo. Huge shot by James Posey. Oh, fish. Oh, my God. Oh, they called it a 2. Yeah, you got to be behind the line. Yeah, that's a tough call. Paul sold it well, though. Yeah, Paul sold that one. Yeah. You can see incrementally how a game evolves, man. Like, that became the norm in like 4 or 5 years after that. 17-9 for Kobe. I really enjoyed doing this game. Now, 46 seconds left. The Celtics are up 3. Didn't really know what to expect. It's been much more of a lull game. It's defensive, a lot of kind of bad basketball, to be honest with you. But also a lot of competitiveness. This is the kind of game that, like, maybe if you ask these guys what were some of the toughest games you found yourself in, they might point to this game, probably this series. It's just this is a series of will. So kind of really fun for me to rewatch this. This has been a great episode so far, and mainly the best thing, that the takeaways that I have about this is, Lamar Odom kind of disappeared in the second half. It seems like the Celtics adjusted to him well. They were a great adjusting team, particularly defensively. I thought that the Celtics defense throughout the game was excellent. Even though they got down 24, they always were right there because of their defense. And then to see Kobe Bryant go, Paul Pierce go at Kobe and Kobe at Bryant, at Paul, that was, the best part. Now it's just a free throw game, but James Posey in the second half has been super clutch. What Lamar was for the Lakers, James Posey has been for the Celtics. Okay. Yup. Game. He's like, I got Sasha Vucic on me? Man. Ray Allen, clutch player for the Celtics, man. I think the way we broke up was terrible, but man, he made some big shots, man. That was the difference between I think this big three and some other big threes is that all three of them were clutch. Who's this random dude with a Sean Kemp jersey in the NBA Finals? Who am I to talk? I just wore a Celtics jersey at a Heat game in Miami recently, and they weren't even playing the Celtics. They're playing the Thunder. They're playing the Suns. This was a turning point in this series. I know the Celtics would lose the next game, but it was just kind of written at that point that they would go back to Boston and win it in incredible fashion, a day that I'll never forget. I probably won't do that game because it's such a blowout. It'd just be like just indulging. But man, this was the turning point in this series. If the Lakers win this game, who knows what really happens? Maybe it goes 7. Maybe the Celtics still pull it out, but this was the turning point. And man, you got to feel for these guys. KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, never been to the finals before. And, Kobe had been, this is Kobe's, 4th or 5th final? Of course you're emotional, dude. You got burned on that play. Cost the game for the Lakers. But, 15 seconds to go now in this game. And I'll just start wrapping up to this episode. We all know what happens next. The Celtics win. But, it's tough to win, man. It's tough to win championships. And I think that guys like Paul Pierce, KG, Ray Allen, who were old school in the way it was like, yo, we're not gonna bounce to another team. We're not gonna do any of that. We're gonna ride it out. To see them come together, I only can imagine what it would have been like if KG, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen had been together in their primes. I mean, they would have been dominant. I'm talking 3 championships, probably rivaling the Celtics, because this team, they were dominant during the regular season, man. Fun to watch, offensively efficient. They played just beautiful basketball. The 2008 Celtics is some of the most beautiful basketball you'll ever watch, as far as just fundamentals, shot making, great defense, and just hunger and just straight raw fucking go get it. You know what I'm saying? Love this team. Definitely top 5 teams for me ever. That's it. And that's it. Tried to sell that foul on that one, Kobe. Yo, Paul Pierce is really out here feeling it. I mean, this is his hometown. I hope Tatum don't do nothing. I hope he sticks with the Celtics and plays his whole career. I know that he wants to maybe play for the Lakers out here. Hope it doesn't happen. Hope he does the Paul Pierce thing. Huge win for the Celtics right here. Yo, Paul Pierce is a dramatic dude. I gotta give it to him. He knows how to create drama. Wow, Trevor Ariza, Lamar Odom disappeared in the second half. Yeah, this game was exhausting. I could tell from several of the players. Man, this Celtics team was a very spiritual team. They really wanted this year, and I was happy that they were able to get it. They should have got 2. Part of the 2 of the biggest comebacks in NBA history. I mean, Paul, he's a gamer. He's a gamer. This is the kind of guy you want. When you're down and chips are down, him, Kobe, MJ. I'm trying to think who liked that in today's game. Lillard. Huge game for the Celtics. All right, y'all. A game for me that brought me back. I hope that you guys enjoyed. It was definitely not the prettiest of games, but it was a classic. Some legendary players, and the Celtics were going to win the championship, which was a big highlight in the memory bank for me. So this was fun to rewatch, to see some of the big buckets made. I think I'll come back to this big 3. I want to see one of the games against the Bulls. Those games were crazy. Wow, the 3 overtime games, man. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Back to the Game episode 2. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.